Hey, what's up? Welcome to The Power and the Punchline. This is where the power gets honest and the punchline actually means something. We talk leadership, culture, influence, and real life. No fluff, no filters. I'm Rudy Rush. Let's get powerful.
All right, we are back. Episode 8, Power on the Punchline. Rudy, we got to be quick because somebody was telling me, hey, Mick, you guys got like 90 seconds of advertisements before y'all start now. So I guess we just got to go straight into the show, bro.
I told my mom I was going to be somebody one day, but that's awesome, man. How you doing? You good?
I'm doing great. And hey, I want to apologize, but not apologize. Yeah, we do have advertisers. We got sponsors that are lining up. You know, Rudy and I do have bills. So, while we do this for fun, we also, love it too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely got to pay them bills.
Yes, sir. Speaking of bills.
Yeah.
Well, not really speaking of bills. Rudy, you hit me up and said, all right, Mick, this is going to be the conversation for episode 8. We've talked about a lot. We talked about personal life. We talked about Super Bowl, All-Star Weekend, all that jazz. Mm-hmm. We need to talk about social media.
Oh, yeah.
We need to talk about social media and the relationships that are formed or broken on social media. Yeah. And I know you hit me up because I immediately was like, oh, Rudy, that's deep. I got these stats. And you said, hey, Mick, you just looking at like the lovey-dovey relationship. There's friendships that are there. And I was like, oh, I got to step back.
Yeah.
Social media has evolved, right? I know some people that honestly have never met in person, but are the relationship budded. I'm talking about friendship wise from social media. And like they are the best of friends, right? So, yeah, bro, let's talk about social media and its impact on relationships. So Rudy Rush, as always, the floor is yours first.
Man.
I'm not good enough to go first.
I appreciate that. It's funny because, like even you and I, like, a lot of our communication happens via social media because we're busy. We live in a day and age where, a lot has changed. And we'll talk about that on the show, just about how like the dynamic of, social media has just changed the landscape of how we communicate. And it's funny. So I'm just going to go straight into it, how I actually got this idea because, being a single guy, going through relationship after relationship sometime. And I think early on in the beginning, especially in the beginning of cell phones and that era where, you didn't have to rely on other means to communicate, it made it so much easy, so much accessible to get in contact with each other. I was having a problem with a few things. So I'm gonna be all over the place, but they're all gonna be in the same park. So the first thing I was having a problem with, of course, is the communication, the openness of cell phones. And we won't even get into the social media side because that's part of it because it's all in your phone. But let's start to just the communication part. Like I would be like, in order for me to speak to somebody, I would have to sometimes either have their work number or wait for them to bring their raggedy behind home. You know what I'm saying? And if you had a friend, a girlfriend, a boyfriend who didn't get home until 8, 9 o'clock, you had to wait for them to check their messages and then they would call you back if they were inclined to do so. So we went from that to now it's like you speak to your girl or your guy, whether it's voice or text messaging throughout the day. You can tap your lover at least 10 to 20 times. Is that a good thing? Is that a positive thing? For some it is because it's their love language, but others it's like it deteriorates a relationship, I believe.
Yeah. No, I rock with you on that, man. And what's crazy when we talk about social media, for the longest, the only platform I had was LinkedIn. Like that was it. I just got Instagram in 2024.
You was strictly business, bro. You was like, I just want
1,000% business because I heard horror stories.
Oh, they still exist, yeah.
Yes, of the other way. And I was like, you know what? I'm a business guy. I'm a LinkedIn guy. It's a whole bunch of tomfoolery on these other platforms.
Straight freaknik on social media. It really is, man. And I commend you because of course you're a married man. You've always been a family guy. And for you to acknowledge that is it's the safest place to be because LinkedIn has all these different things that let you know who's watching your page and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. And so I kind of like that. It's very professional and they haven't veered off of that track. But I'm telling you, I had to explain to a young lady I was dating. She saw no reason for a guy that she randomly met in the street to have her Instagram information. I said, let me just tell you this. Before cell phones, before Instagram, before Facebook, in order for a man, if you had a boyfriend, a guy would see you somewhere and be like, hey, you're beautiful. I'd like to get to know you. And you would say, no, I have a boyfriend. Or if you were inclined to give him your information, he would have to have your work or your house number. And as with a boyfriend or live-in husband, whatever, you wouldn't be able to do that. Okay. So now you give him access to not only a way to communicate with you, but he's sees your whole entire life. Bathing suit pics and pictures with your friends and your kids. It's atrocious how people actually defend. It's just social media. They try to bring in that old insecurity. Like there hasn't been a
Mhm.
study to my knowledge yet, Mick, that can confirm how healthy it is to have a social media account. Because I feel it's not.
Well, so I felt like that for a very long time. Like I said, I was Instagram only, and it was really business, clients, prospects, that whole
Mhm.
deal. It wasn't until I had a conversation. I'm not name dropping. We talk about Damon John on every
Yeah,
episode,
yeah.
right? But it wasn't until it was like, Nick, people want to know what's going on with you, right? Like, not from a nosy standpoint. It's just that's how everything is now. Like, it took celebrities showing the food they ate that day, right? Now that's what everybody. It took athletes doing different things, and so people thought they got to see the private life of a lot of folks. And I am the most private person in the world, and so I was like, nah, I don't want people to see any. I don't want people to see the walls of my house because somebody might find something. Oh, I know exactly where that
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Right? I don't want you. I don't want you to see the forest behind me because it's like, oh, I know the gradient points. I know the grid marks for that one. I
Yeah,
know where Mick
yeah.
is. So I didn't want any of that. But I also understood that as I was building and growing my brand, again, I'm still business, right? But as I was growing my brand and I needed a new set of eyes, like fastest, easiest way to get that was reaching more people because Instagram and Facebook, everything Meta has far more
Oh yeah.
usage than LinkedIn
I
does.
mean, overnight success is a new term, and it really lives on the internet right now. I mean, tomorrow you could become a millionaire, whether you're 18 or 81 years old. So it
Yep.
really does, move you to kind of go into that space. Because I've even explained to people like, yo, this is a business as well, especially if you're in a business like yourself, entertainment and reaching out to people. It's the best way to kind of interact or grab your audience. So that's my excuse. I feel like if I didn't have comedy or the radio or just, being a personality, I probably wouldn't be on social media, especially as much as I am. So I don't know.
So let's go into relationship. And I'm not talking dating relationships here. You and I wouldn't be where we are without social media.
Totally not.
Right? Like I would not have been able to get in touch with Rudy Rush without asking for your number at a comedy show, which you would not have done because I'm a grown man. I'm not going to ask another grown man for his phone number with, somebody beside me like
Yeah.
that. But Instagram allowed me to go, oh, let me just go follow Rudy, right? And then you sent me a message, right? Like that's just the relationship building that can happen from social media. When I tell people this, everybody's like, nah, that's not true. Robert Irvine is my best friend. Celebrity chef Robert Irvine is my best friend in the world. Our relationship started on LinkedIn.
Wow.
Like, and people don't believe it because they see us
And
together
think
all
you've
the
known
time
each other
now. And it's
for
like,
since you were childhood friends or something like that.
right. And because they see us together, it's like there's no way that your relationship started with Mick commenting on one of your posts and then you followed Mick first.
Mhm.
He didn't even follow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like nobody would believe that. But I think that's the power of social media now. Twofold. Again, we're talking relationship. The ability to get in front of people or be seen by people that 20 years ago would not have happened. Like Rudy Rush 20 years ago coming off stage,
Would have
right?
never happened, bro. It would have been thanks for coming to the show. Thanks for buying my sweatshirt. It's great to meet you and the missus. Man, I'm glad y'all had a great time. It's a million situations like that happened in the past. But like you said, our meeting was so impactful, bro. You don't understand. And I know we talk about it. It's like a love fest, but at the same time, honestly, like at the place I was at my life, and even in that evening, and when you hit me up and I followed you back, and I was just like, yo, I gotta reach out to this dude. I can't just let, and I was in between shows. We don't do anything, some of us, between shows. I don't even look at my phone. I may call my girls or something, but something implored me to be like, yo, let me see if this cat followed me. And then I saw you and I was like, yo, something's telling me, follow him up and hit him with a message to say, yo, I want to kind of get to know what's going on with you and let me rock with you. I need some mentorship because there was something I wanted to do. And look at what we are doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, from a business perspective, again, I'm talking business
Yeah.
relationships still. We're going to get into the juicy relationships that everybody want to talk about.
Yeah. We'll
But
get
I
into the
want everybody to
salacious stuff
understand.
later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But just understanding business relationships. If you are not using social media today to build your business relationship, you are falling behind because I'm going to tell you it's not even social media, it's interest media because the algorithms are putting in front of you the things that you are interested in now, right? Like before, you had to go do all the searching, you had to go do it. The algorithm works for you if you do social media the right way. Me and Gary Vee have been saying it's interest media for like 2 years. So if you're using it in that sense and you're an entrepreneur or you want to be an entrepreneur, you are missing the boat if you're not using the business side,
agree.
because believe it or not, 54%, I love my
You
stats.
do, yeah.
54% of people that are on social media are using social media for research, meaning they're researching your brand, they're researching who you are, they're validating who you are. And a lot of people don't want to believe that. But you go look at the next time as you're scrolling right now, I want everybody to go to whatever your favorite platform is. Scroll for 5 seconds. And I want you to stop when you run into an ad. When you run into an advertisement, stop. That tells you the power of where social media is today because that's where the advertisers are now,
They are.
right?
They are.
The advertisers' budget used to be radio and TV in that order.
Mm.
Rudy, you know that,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
That is totally skewed now. That is totally skewed. I know certain brands that really don't even put money into radio anymore
They
because they're
don't.
like, hey, the data tells us it's podcast, social media, and TV in that order now is where everything is. And so the business relationship building that you can do on social media is strong.
Yeah, it is. And I'm telling you, even down to OnlyFans, you know what I mean? It's a business. It's a cash cow as far as even some of these young streamers, they sit in front of their television sets or with a camera in
Right.
front of them and they play video games and they talk between it. Or you have people who comment on the crazy things that happen in our world that's being filmed and they're making millions of dollars. And like you said, it's an information highway. Even my 9-year old who's in the fourth grade, they all know me because she be like, Daddy, we Googled you today. Everybody's
Yeah.
looking for information, and you'll be doing yourself a total disservice if you're in any business and don't have a social media profile.
No, I promise you, man. Like again, as short as 7 years ago, it would have been really hard to find and communicate and reach out to. I'm just going to make this up. Any executive at Microsoft or Coca Cola or Pepsi or you name the big business. Now it's very easy. And again, that's what I'm talking about, the relationship building, right? Like I can't tell you how many deals and relationships I've formed through social media. Like, bro, I'm talking six-figure deals that started because, oh, I can kind of see what the president of this department of Walmart is into on social media. We have some similarities. It makes that conversation easier when I know you like the Tar Heels like I like the Tar Heels, right? Like we can have those
Yeah,
conversations.
yeah.
You believe Jordan's the GOAT like I believe Jordan's the GOAT. We can go have those conversations, right? You saw Rudy's feet on OnlyFans. I didn't see Rudy's feet on OnlyFans, but I know you're gonna find it funny. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those
Hey,
things
bro,
where like,
they don't want to see these wolves. I think I got one hoof. My nails turned into one hoof. I need to get a nail job, man. I don't even know what it's called. Pedicure. I need one of those. But no, you're right. And these companies now, they're getting so savvy with social media. They're hiring people to find people like yourself or me or
right.
anybody else. So now they're bridging the gap themselves. They're not just waiting for somebody to tap them on the shoulder or wow them. They're actually sending people out that they pay to see who's at the point of, hey, where can we go with these people and make some big things happen. So it's like the new gold rush.
Absolutely.
And that's the
Absolutely.
positive thing. And that wasn't, initially my reason for asking you to talk about it. But, that's a positive thing. So we need to take that into consideration. It's a big asset to people building wealth and even staying in contact. Because you know what? Another good thing is with social media and these phones and everything is that sometimes you'll pop up on Facebook and I'll see somebody from Catholic school that I went to, elementary school with, or somebody from high
Mhm.
school, or a relative who has a child who I hadn't seen in a long time that doesn't live in New York anymore. Then
Yeah.
there's moments like that where it's totally worth having, but then there's
Yep.
the other side, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. And before we give the people what they want, I also want them to understand this too, because I have my kids, college and all that stuff. Social media accounts are the new email.
Mm,
Right? Like social media accounts are the new voicemail.
yes.
My kids don't have voicemail set up on their phone. My kids don't use email. College applications now ask you for your social media handles and your preferred platform so that they can communicate because they know they're not going to check email and they're not going to have voicemail set up. So again, power of social media now,
I
crazy.
like that. When was emails ever cool? Like they was never like I used to when I worked at radio stations, I would tell people, yo, if you want me to do something, if you got something for me to read, you got an advertisement or we got a big deal on and you really need me, text me.
Yeah.
Here's my information. I didn't even think to say DM me, but you're right. Emails are some way that you would never get in contact with me. I'm glad that people are going a little bit away from that and hitting people in their direct message.
Oh, he said it very old school. The direct
Yeah,
message. He
direct,
gave us
direct message
he
me.
gave us the actual version. I never knew what DM stood for. I'm glad you educated me right there.
Yeah.
Love it. So Rudy, let's give people what they want, man.
Oh yeah, let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Now we're gonna talk about the other, as Rudy said, the relations side of social
Yeah.
media. All right, so Rudy, I got a stat.
Uh oh.
Since 2019, and I know COVID had somewhat to play with this. A poll said 56% of people that have been married since 2019, their relationship started on social media.
Wow. Wow. I could believe that. One of my buddies, he met his wife and they've been together for a long time on Facebook. We was on a boat ride. He was like, and we thought it was crazy at the time because this was way before 2019 and COVID and everything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But still, it was like to meet someone like that, it was taboo. It was like, you crazy. Like, what you doing? Now, like you
Yeah.
said, it's more normal than anything. It's the most way. I met one lady one time at a show. She was like, "You not on Facebook dating? Like, what the hell is that? Like, it's a new thing. Like, it's the way to meet
It is.
people."
It is. And I think social media hasn't just changed relationships. I think it's also reframed the rules of connection and probably even the rules of disconnection, right? Because I mean, Rudy, I don't know if you've ever had to break up with anyone because I know you're the lover boy of this partnership here. But before you just break up with somebody. Now you break up with somebody, and this could be a business relationship too. You got to block 50 people. You got to say, well, man, like I can't post this anymore. You got to go delete things. Like breaking up is a job
Yeah,
now,
I don't
bro.
tell women we're breaking up. I just let them know they being laid off. we got some layoffs, and sorry you didn't make the cut. But no, it,
Yeah,
it, it is very difficult, even when it comes down to blocking, because now you have these people with ghost accounts and friends who are following you or family members. Like you never know. You
right.
always have eyes on you. So ghosting has become it was a thing, but it's becoming something that's very difficult to do. You got to be almost ironclad and have all your I's dotted and your T's crossed to get that done.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Yeah,
serious.
I want whoever's watching and listening to this right now. Go make sure you follow Rudy and I on Instagram so we can collab. Tell us the worst social media breakup you've ever experienced. I
Please.
want to know, I want to hear that story, right? Like we can talk about the get together. I want to hear about the breakup, Rudy. I want to hear what was that like. And I also want to hear from the person on the other side too. I want to hear from that stalker that, to Rudy's point, had to create like 30 ghost accounts
Oh my
because
gosh, man, it's crazy.
they couldn't let go.
And let me tell you something. Now, this is from a reliable source. I went out to dinner with a young lady who was with her boyfriend at the time. I guess he was comfortable with her discussing it, but she dated Jay-Z long, long time. And I
Okay.
think it was right at the Beyonce stage when he was saying, "Hey, I'm getting myself off the market." And to all the women he dated, he sent out an email. I mean, like a business. Like, "Hey, this is it." And I'm not sure if that in fact happened, but she in fact dated him. So I was like, man, I mean, that's a clean way to do it. But at the same time, everybody's mental structure is not the same. So,
No.
hey,
Hey, so speaking of that, so we talked about how many relationships have formed. Got another stat. 23% of partnered adults, so 23%, say that social media has made them feel jealous or unsure about their relationship because of their partner's online activity. So, Rudy, you out there at dinner with that young lady, and then you pull up your IG and you break a little smile. You ain't smiled at your young lady in 3 months. You break a little smile.
oh yeah.
Now she unsure over there. She unsure.
Man, listen, bro. And I'm gonna tell you this. I've been accused of putting out some thirst traps too. You know what I mean? I'm working out. I feel good about myself. I want to take my shirt off, take a picture and post it like, hey, this is life over 50. But I get accused of putting out some things that are not savory if you're dating someone. So I've been accused of putting stuff out there that make women uncomfortable. And I've seen some things myself, people liking or commenting. I remember being in a relationship one time, and it got real sensitive to me because, I felt like, this one guy was trying to get to my lady and then he was commenting on our kid. I was just like, yo, I was getting bubbly. I was getting quite bubbly because like I said, you give so much access to people when you let them follow you. It's like, where do you draw the line? And that's the problem that we have. That's why so many people are like, divorce is probably even higher, or people just getting together and having these open relationships because like, listen, I'm gonna set my mind to be like, yo, you could be with anybody. I mean, like, let me just cut chase because I know with everything that's available available that you see out there, there's no way that you could be loyal because some people are going that route. There's so many different things happening now.
So there's so many different things happening, and I need Rudy's comedic brain right now, bro. Because this last night we talked about the breaking up and the ghosting, but the actual number is 45% of people that have broken up using social media as the breakup. Meaning, Rudy, you didn't know you were broken up until you saw your girl's handle and it said single. All of a sudden, like, I need Rudy's comedic mind to walk me through because I'm old school, so I don't understand how you're just gonna break up with somebody on it's like you're just on Instagram. You called it a direct message, so you're gonna direct message someone. I'm out. Like that's what.
Honestly, that's the nice way to do it. That's the nice way to do it. Now, there's this one young lady. I'm not gonna say her name that I was dating, and I don't know if she made a mistake, but the camera angle was off or whatever, and we was having some shaky moments, and we were like not speaking, but we were still officially unofficial, whatever you want to call it. We were together in my mind, and she took a picture out somewhere, and she was like, "Yeah, just a solo night out," and you could see another brother's hand on a drink right adjacent to hers, and I was just like, "I'm done. I'm smoked turkey." Like I didn't know how to react to it. And I was in my feelings. Like for the first time, I felt out of control. I was just like, like, "Hey, hit me back." Like I started texting her, calling her, and I felt some type of way. But people find out some of the most horrendous ways. Some people are evil with it, and this is one thing I would suggest for women. For men, I don't know so much if it's bad. I know there's some double standards. But women, when you post that guy, because that's what women love to do, especially when they're out of a relationship. Look at me, I'm doing better. I got a guy in my life. Well, guess what, sweetie? When he lasts 6 months and you got to re-up with them photos, now you got 3 different guys during a year and a half, 2-year period. It starts to create a little thing for you that you are not, you got to stop posting. So I would suggest women don't post any relationship pictures on Instagram until you guys are married or something like that.
See, ladies, Rudy's giving that to you from his perspective because here's what you're going to need to know about my big brother, my older brother, Rudy Rush. When you see for the first time you and him together on Instagram, the wedding ring is coming tomorrow. The proposal is coming tomorrow because my big bro ain't ever going to be pictured up with nobody. Until he has bought the ring.
Yeah, no. Hey, listen, we're gonna be at the barbershop. All the fellas gonna be like, "Yo, what you doing this weekend?" I'm playing some ball. Rudy, what you doing? I'm gonna get married real quick. I am holding on to the last minute. You ain't never gonna know my business on social or otherwise. Hey, people I work with ain't know I had a baby till my child was born.
Hey, so to the future Miss Rush, I just need you to understand, we're gonna come back to this moment right here. It wasn't that he didn't want to put you on social media with him. It was just he had to make sure it was real. And his only way to make sure it was real was to make sure nobody else could come at you. So he was actually protected. My big brother is a protector by heart. He was protecting you from all the other nonsense that was out. He's always been your one from day one.
Thank you. Let her know, man, because I'm going to tell you this much. I try to explain this to women, and they don't quite get it because, of course, everybody and women, they like the attention, especially when they're in a loving relationship or they like a guy and they want the world to know. But I'm trying to protect you, woman. Women out here crazy. These people are mean. And it is a mean place sometimes because even when you have someone who you're happy with, people are going to find things that work on anyone's insecurity. Oh, look how tall she is. I thought you liked big girls. Thought you like skinny girls. Like it's always going to be something to play on. And then they start asking you the question. So you think I'm too big or you think I'm too small? Then it becomes our issue. I'm going to protect you from that. Okay.
You told me you didn't like Olive Garden. So here's what I want to know, Rudy. First off, the 45% of the people that have done the breakup via social media, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I don't have the data to do this. I'm just going to say 90% of those are females breaking up with guys on social media. So if you are listening to this, ladies, if you're watching this, I want you to also tell Rudy and I that breakup that you did on social media. Tell us how you did it. Tell us how you did it. And to the guys, I want you to tell me how you felt. And Rudy, here's why I know, and I want Rudy Rush to explain it to the people because I can't do it. I know that it's not guys breaking up on social media because the guys want to stay on social media.
Yeah.
Rudy, if you break up with somebody on Instagram, that's your last day on Instagram.
It is.
I promise you from a guy's perspective.
Oh, it is. It is totally your your last
Fellas.
day. So no, that's something that we don't do. We don't go and put our
Right.
business, like, you're gonna see the most minimal, if we can, done by the guys. Guys are not gonna break up with a girl. Guys don't even talk about their relationships on Instagram for the most part. If they do, they're in a long-term relationship, they're married, or like I said, somebody got their arm twisted behind them and they gotta put it up there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Rudy, again, we're talking about relationships. What have you seen on social media as it relates to relationships in general? Forming, ending, growing, like whatever. Like what's Rudy Rush
This
seeing?
is the toughest thing I've actually had to look at, Mick, and I'm being dead serious. It's tough for me. It's a huge question I have for women, and I want the women to comment in, because I'm okay and I'm open to hearing a legitimate resolution to what my problem is. It's not just the young ladies who are what you would call a little salacious, a little extra, the quote unquote, like on the edge of being on an OnlyFans. But I feel like I've seen every woman's tush in America, in the Ukraine and Asia. Like, everyone is showing off themselves in yoga pants, and now it's to the point where it's lingerie, bathing suits. Like, if you walk into a party with a young lady, remember the days where you be like, "Yo, man, don't look at his girl like that," or "Don't look at my lady." No, you can walk past. I don't need to look at her. I got her right here in my phone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your lady got about 6 or 7, and these are women in legitimate relationships. And sometimes the guys are cool with it, or at least they have to be, I'm assuming. So I don't know how that works, because I'm a man who wouldn't allow that. And then when you say wouldn't allow that, then it gets into the control. And you can't get, like, this is what I'm based upon. This is something that I draw the line. I got to have a boundary. And women have an
Yep.
issue with that. So that's one of the
I,
biggest
I
problems. Women are wilding out. Now, I don't know if there's an algorithm that got dudes with their shirts off and walking around with sweatpants on. I don't know. I haven't seen that. But women, I've seen a million and one pictures and jeans and anything you can think of. And it's crazy.
So, audience, I'm talking to you right now. We're gonna pretend Rudy's over there to the side. You know he is telling you what's in his algorithm, right? You know that's what he just said. So, in Rudy's algorithm, and in order for it to hit your algorithm as interest, it means you've stopped on something for at least 3 seconds. That
About
means
five,
for
about
three
five
seconds.
to seven, about 5 to 7 seconds.
So we're just gonna let that slide. Rudy, another question for you, and ladies, I want you to hit us up in the comments too, fellas. I promise you, like this is education for us. So make sure you're in the comments.
Yeah, yeah. Let's get.
What's a dead giveaway that a guy is in a relationship, even though he's portraying that he's not? Like, what's a dead giveaway on social? So now, Rudy, I'm going to ask you: how do you not? Do you care? Like, I know you don't hide your relationship. That's not what you're hiding, like purposely, right? Like, you're not like, oh, I'm not going to put my girl on social media, or I'm not going to go like overly engaged so that people don't just make these assumptions. You really are doing it to protect the future Miss Rush. She's protecting
No,
you.
you have no.
Um,
Listen, you have to, and especially I think at the time when you're not married, and I'm not married right now. So if I'm dating someone, absolutely. But I have that conversation. It's not like it's something I do, and I'm like, that's how I do it, and that's it. I sit down and I explain, and I involve them in a lot of the process, and there's still going to be some, because you're dealing with people who speak in different languages, and some people feel social media is different. I like to think that I have not a super handle on it, but I've dealt with it from the conception of it, like being in the media, being in entertainment. I kind of seen all different angles and seen things go crazy wrong or crazy right, and I've seen people manage their page respectfully and responsibly. And I like to think that because, I'll tell someone I'm dating, like, hey, I feel like people need to feel like I'm in this category right now. If I'm not married, I am single, and I do have this appeal that, may sell some tickets. So, but I check in all the time. You're with me, and this is how we work it. If I'm somebody who disappears for 3 days, you shouldn't be here anyway. But for me, I feel like there's some languages, and there's some rules, but they apply as you go. But for me, a dead giveaway for a guy, man, yeah, a guy who don't post at all. Like his post is like once every 6 months. You like, that dude's in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? You'll see us posted, like, you'll see a picture like, oh, I know my boy went to the Caribbean again. Oh, this from 93. You know what I mean? So
Like, he stopped updating everything,
he
huh?
stops up
Like,
that.
no
Yeah.
updates, no barbershop pics,
Yeah.
no, I'm at the game because he probably can't go to the game no more. But none of that
Yeah.
stuff.
Shout out to my man Tiger. I know when he's not in the, I could call him and be like, yo, you got a girl, don't you? He like, yo, what's up? How you know? I'm like, you ain't post nothing in about 2 years. That's another safe way. If you're not posting, she's not complaining. 'Cause then you can say, I'm not
Hey,
a poster. I ain't posting all this other stuff.
yeah. So, ladies, on behalf of all the fellas, I'm gonna let you know the reason we stop is because you get all our attention. attention, right? Like I can't be on the ground when I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, fellas, we got your back. We got your back.
Yeah.
We got your
My
back.
man Mick got all the answers. That's what's up.
Hey, just today. Just today. That. But you know what I don't have? I don't have a top five.
Funny you should ask because I absolutely have one for you, bro.
Yes, sir.
So you know what?
Rudy Rush's
Listen, I
top
especially
five, the most listened to, the most watched segment of this whole show. Rudy Rush's top five. He is going to give it to us the only way that he can. And this one is presented by the Joke Gorilla and the Joke Gorilla apparel brand that he has himself. So, Joke Gorilla, we got links right there. Go get some. Follow Rudy online. Get some apparel.
hey, Joe Gorilla's doing some really nice stuff. Got some family members helping me work some stuff out too. But today, bro, I got you with the top five. My top five list today applies to, of course, social media, phones, and all this other good stuff. But these are the top five things that were fun to do before the cell phone and social media era. This is before cell phones. This is before anything that you could think of that has to do with technology, Google and all. This is what was used to be fun. All right. So first thing you could do is you could bump into your crush. You could plan to bump into your crush before social media. You had to be a little bit of a stalker. But like remember when you used to have that young lady who went to lunch near you at 12:30 and she would go to that little fruit stand. You'd be like, yo, she go there about
Yep.
1:30, 1:15. You could plan your day around your crush. That was fun. It
Yep.
was a little
Yep.
stalkerish, but at the same time, it
Yep.
kept you on pace.
Yep.
And so even though you went to McDonald's, number two is even though you went to McDonald's, which is not a big thing to do when you're trying to be healthy, but even though you went to McDonald's, you at least got some steps in. You had to get up, get in your car, go there, or maybe walk down a block or walk 10 blocks if you lived in New York City, go to McDonald's, get some McDonald's, and you got some steps in. Now, what are you doing? Uber Eats and everything
Right.
else, DoorDash, like you just getting stuff delivered to the crib, so you ain't getting no steps in. So that was something else that you could do that was actually fun. Also, this was always nice. Valentine's Day, birthdays, special occasions, you can actually go to the florist, pick out some flowers for your lady. You know what I mean? Get some
Mm.
nice, whatever she likes, chrysanthemums or daisies, sunflowers or roses or whatever. You could go and pick out some fun stuff. This is before social media. Now, I'll send a gift with a bunch of nice roses on it, and I'll put a special laser on it from my iPhone, and I'll just send it to you in a text message. That's what you get from
There
me
you
on
go.
Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying?
I
Why
like
go
it.
to the
I
florist when
like
I
it.
could just show you a picture of what I would have got you?
Yes,
You
sir.
know what I'm saying? Saving that
Yes,
dough,
sir.
man. Listen, also for the kids, they ain't up on this one now. There's too much information, I feel, because even when my daughter was in high school and she was getting all these emails, I mean, she can be late to a class or there would be like some kind of function. It wasn't one thing going on at her school that I wasn't notified on via text and or email. I was like, dang, y'all can't do nothing we used to do. You know what I'm saying? You skip class or whatever. But you know what? Back in the day, you come home, unplug that phone. Nobody was calling your mama anyway, so she's not gonna get that call from the teacher after 7 o'clock. Just make sure
Yes,
you
sir.
plug that phone in before you go to school the next day, and then you tell the teacher, yeah, she even tried to call you back. I don't know what happened.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
definitely that's one thing that you could definitely appreciate back in the day is when the teacher called, you can unplug that phone because everybody had a landline. And last but not least, listen, you can lie about conversations today. I mean, back then, we're going to edit that part. You can lie about conversations back in the day. That was something fun you can do. You can lie about something you said or you didn't say. You know what I mean? Now, everything is recorded. People record your conversation. You text me something crazy if you want to. Shout out to you know who. Keep texting me crazy because I got records. I don't erase nothing. I got things from when we first started texting each other and you going crazy on the text message. So those are some of the things that you can have fun with that we can't have fun with anymore. So that's my list for today. The top 5 things that you can actually do back in the day before cell phones and social media can't get away with now.
That's an amazing top five.
Thank you.
That's amazing. Like that makes you go back and just appreciate stuff.
Man, listen. The one I liked the most was bumping into some girl that, I used to work in Midtown Manhattan, and every now and again there would be somebody who caught my eye, and I'd be like, okay, I seen her 2 days in a row. She comes down here and she gets her sandwiches from this place, and I would try to position myself to where, oh, we meet up at the same time again. I was stalking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So amazing top five. I'm gonna parlay a Mount Rushmore that kind of goes along with it. The Mount Rushmore of nostalgia.
Uh,
Of things that we don't get anymore that we should just be able to go back
That's
to.
nice. I'm with
Right?
that.
Just old school nostalgia. So this is my Mount Rushmore of nostalgia.
All right.
First on the list, Rudy, you don't know nothing about this, especially being from New York. You guys didn't have anything to do with this, bro. Bro, you don't remember building your tape deck, do you? You don't remember building your stereo. You don't remember how not just the speakers, but you had to have the right dual tape player. You had to have the right 45 on top. When you could add CDs to the mix, like you throw in your little CD chain. You don't know about building that deck, that stereo
No,
deck.
my cousin Bruce was a DJ, so he had a bunch of equipment in the Bronx. We lived uptown in Harlem, so I don't know. So yeah, that's something I saw, but I knew nothing about
I'm saying, bro, that nostalgia right there.
it.
Building it out, man. Just like, oh, this is me right here. And then going along with that, people don't remember mixtapes, bro. You don't remember creating that Love Jones CD, that Slow Jam CD, that Slow Jam cassette that you give to that someone special. You don't know about
No,
that,
I
Rudy.
gave this one girl my daggone Peebo Bryson tape, and she did not give it back, bro. That really bothered me because that was my favorite tape. Peebo Bryson is that dude for me, and for me to give her that, I really thought I was gonna get it back, and she gave me the little juke move, and she was gone with my tape. So I do know about
Hey,
that way too well.
so I was the dude in junior high and high school that was the Slow Jam mixtape producer. Because I could stay up late.
Yeah.
Like I stayed up late. Y'all know I don't sleep, right? So I perfected the 3-second pause in between songs.
Ah,
I knew how to cut the DJ off because y'all know Rudy Rush would talk over a song. Like, Rudy, if you just don't shut up and let Luther do what he's supposed to do, you messing this up for me right now. I knew how to time all. Bro, we need to go back.
that was a good time. Those
Mhm.
mixtapes really came in handy.
Yes, sir. Another thing, man, people don't know about this nostalgia, passing notes in class. You thought you were somebody, Rudy, when somebody wrote you a
No,
note.
you were somebody. You ain't think you knew. 'Cause they took some time, gave you their best penmanship. Now it's just
Folded all neat.
totally.
The risk of somebody seeing somebody hand you a note or you handing somebody a note, like you didn't want everybody to know. You didn't know when you could read it, but you know when you saw somebody sitting in the corner of class, that paper fold, the creases, you know, oh,
And if
they got
and if
somebody.
you
Uh
and
huh.
if you was that dude, it would go through different channels. They'll send it like long distance. It'll come from
Oh,
another classroom. Shonda wanted you to have this. You'd be like, oh, okay. She sent it all the way.
right.
Got a long distance kite. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And then from the guy's perspective, you didn't want the fellas to ever see you hand off a note either. Because you wrote back. Trust me, you wrote back. You wrote back, but you didn't want not one person to see what your handwriting looked like.
No.
Can't nobody tell me to this day what my handwriting looked like. You see it.
Yeah.
But they got written. Got
Oh,
written.
I know.
And the last part on the list, we all know it, but it was cool to go into Blockbuster
Mm,
and just get you like for me, it was always Fridays, and you could go like get the movie you wanted to watch. You know what I mean? Like you go in, like me, my mom, my sister
yeah.
go in there. My sister got her movie, and but the rule was you had to watch them all. So like I had to hope my sister didn't want like the Care Bears or something. You know what I'm saying? But just those Blockbuster weekends,
No,
bro.
especially
Like that's
yeah.
when family was family.
No, it was definitely a good time, Mick. And the only thing that was a drawback, it was the old blockbuster when you had to go and rewind the tapes before you brought them back,
Yeah.
before they got the DVDs and stuff like that. But the old school, when you had to rewind them, yeah, that was the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like that. That's my Mount Rushmore of nostalgia.
That was a good one. That
Yes,
was
sir.
actually really good. I think the closest we come to it now. Do they still have Redbox out there?
I see them when I go to Publix. It's weird. I'm like, who is doing this? Who is doing this?
I don't want to sound too bougie, but I'm like, who the hell got a DVD player still?
Right, right, right. It's like buying a car and seeing a disc changer, and that's like, really? I ain't seen a CD in a long time, bro.
No, no,
Yeah, you do.
I
Yeah, you
do, I
do.
do, I do.
Rudy got it, and Rudy went and put in the last 6 disc changer that exists today too.
I got a six.
I was with Rudy when he called Best Buy. Like, hey, y'all still got the Pioneer? The dude was like, "What is that?"
Y'all want to hear some Boys the Men on New Edition?
Let me go. Hey Siri, disc 6, track 7.
Oh man.
Bad. Oh, see, I just talked to Siri and now she's about to play something, so it's about to get loud in here. See, I'm about to know what's on my track right now.
Oh, you gotta like that up in there, up in your little cigar bar behind you.
Hey, I'm in the lounge,
Nah,
bro.
nah, nah. I like the
I'm in
look,
the
man.
lounge.
I'm over here at the nostalgic old school participation trophy case.
Yes, sir. So now I got to tell Siri to stop because I can't even hear you anymore. Hey Siri, stop music. There we go. So, nah, again, great episode today, Rudy,
Yeah, you
man.
too.
Like we talked about about some stuff, social media, as I like to call it, interest media, because that's what the algorithm is showing you now. So if you're like Rudy and into yoga pants, that's what you're gonna see. But yeah, so everybody, man, like here's what I'm gonna tell you. This is the Mickism of the day. Be yourself, because you're the only one that matters. Man, like social media can give you this vibe of chasing ghosts or chasing things that you want to be. Be yourself, because you're the only thing that matters. There's only one you. Be that. Be that.
That's awesome, Mick. Awesome, brother. I couldn't say it better
Yes, sir.
myself because I'm not you.
Nah, I saw what you did there. I saw what you did. On the way out, Rudy, man, where are you gonna be? It's March now, so where are you gonna be in March, man?
Well, I got a couple of gigs, but one big thing, I will be in your neck of the woods, hanging out with your neck of the people. You got a big thing coming up to in Greensville, and I'll be a part of it. I'll actually be hosting your event, which I'm looking very, very much forward to doing. It's something that I've been kind of, chomping at the bits and stuff like that. So I've been posting it on my site. So if y'all check me out at Rudy Rush, you can check it out. It's a bunch of leadership, and it's gonna be fun with me involved, and Mick and I are gonna get a chance to, but we're already working with each other, but in a different capacity. So I'm looking forward to that. It should be some fun. So the 11th
Yeah,
and the
Lead Loud's
12th.
gonna be amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
March 11th and 12th, Lead Loud. The host with the most, Rudy Rush, gonna be there. You've heard me talk about Robert Irvine all the time. Might have a little private special dinner with Damon John for those that get the Power Circle ticket. So just some really cool stuff, some really great people, and just fun leadership, entrepreneurship, and doing a lot to help our veterans, first responders, and servicemen and women. So always out there to support. Rudy, as always, bro, love you. Honored to be doing this with you. For everybody that's watching, that's listening, make sure you follow us, hit us up. We asked some questions today, so get in our comments. Don't look, you can DM Rudy. Don't be in my DMs because I ain't in my DMs like that. But in some comments, man, like we engage. So let's go get
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir, man. Great job today, man. And I'll see you soon. But this has been great, man. Today was good.
Yes, sir. All right, we out. Power on the punchline.
That's the power and the punchline. If this episode hit, do me a favor, rate it, review it, subscribe. That's how we keep these conversations coming. Power moves the room. The punchline makes it stick. I'm Rudy Rush. See you next time.